From stories across the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Nithya De Oliveira.
Good evening, I'm Clifford Richards. First of all, we take a look at the headlines.
The President instructs officials to withdraw cases filed through old circulars when implementing new legislation. The health divisions confirm that there are no after effects upon inoculation of the AstraZeneca vaccine. A strong worldwide demand for the AstraZeneca vaccine. A video that was rapidly circulated among social media today. Indications that a promising response is to be extended regarding the Easter terminal of the Colombo harbour.
Moving on to the stories in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has instructed officials to remove court cases filed through old circulars with the implementation of new laws. The President has made these observations participating in the 8th Gama Samaga Pilisandara program today. The program was conducted in the Alutwawa village located 100 kilometers away from the Monragala town. The main source of livelihood of the Alutwawa villagers is paddy or chena cultivation. The President, who arrived at Thanamanwila to participate in the Gama Samaga Pilisandar program, was also engaged in a dialogue with school children and residents assembled at the Mankada Mahavidyalaya grounds in Kotavehera. Thereafter, the President attended a public meeting on the bund of the Kukul Katua Reservoir. When the President inquired from the school children and the people gathered at the Kotavehera Mankada Mahavidyalaya on the existing shortcomings, they have responded by expressing their expectations to receive an auditorium for the school. The President said that they are compelled to work with the people's representatives, officials, as well as the people in the task of developing the country. He added that if that does not happen, development would not take place. The President has further pointed out that in some instances problems arise within these three factions. However, if the three parties get together, the problems could be resolved. The President also said that the prominent issue he had encountered in every location he has visited was the problem relating to lands. He also said that he has embarked on a policy to provide land deeds to the people. Presently, a program is underway to provide substantial number of such deeds. The President further said that he has placed his signature on 14,000 such deeds during this week alone. The President has ordered the officials also to expedite the implementation of the Kubukkan Oya development scheme in order to provide drinking water and water for irrigation purposes. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has also instructed officials to provide speedy solutions to the elephant-human conflict prevailing in the area. He also instructed the officials to hand over the ownership of land deeds to the people in the area and also to take steps for the newly constructed corridor for the elephants. Later on, queries of the villagers were directly presented to the President. The President has instructed the Secretary of the Ministry of Education to speedily prepare a methodology to recruit teachers to overcome the English teacher shortage being experienced by many schools in the island. The responsibility on the procurement of necessary allocations for the construction of the Thanamalwila Zonal Education Office has been entrusted upon the Uva Province Governor A.J.M. Muzamil. Decisions have also been taken on this occasion to uplift the status of the schools in Savanagala, Okkampitiya, Hambegamu and Mankada in Kotavehera as national schools, and also to set up an educational center with relevant facilities for students with disabilities in Alutwawa and surrounding villages. The President has also given instructions to the officials to develop playgrounds in all schools in the district. It has also been decided to reconstruct roads leading to Alutwewa from Kilimbunna, Kalutota and Kotavera and Mankada, as well as by-roads in the area. Measures have also been taken to reconstruct roads in the agricultural lands and bridges. Sri Lanka Telecom, along with Mobitel, donated computer and communication equipment for the smart classrooms being constructed in the Alutwewa Junior School, as well as the Semanagala Mahanaga Vidyalayas. The President has handed over to the principals of the Ratmalagala Junior and Hambegamu Mahavidyalayas the computers and also television sets contributed by the Dialogue Institute. Presentation of letters of appointments to 3 persons who have undergone training at the National Apprentice and Industrial Training Authority under the program to provide 100,000 jobs to low-income earners has also taken place on this occasion. Well, at this occasion, O Province Governor AJM Muzamil, State Ministers Shashindra Rajpaksha, Vijita Berugoda, Parliamentarians Jagat Pushpakumara, Kumar Siratnayaka, Daishan Navanandana, and many others attended this program.
Now, provision of the AstraZeneca vaccine is being carried out throughout the island today as well. Now, the Ministry of Health says side effects following vaccination have not been reported. 5,286 persons have received vaccinations yesterday. The AstraZeneca vaccine was inoculated among the health staff in the Vavuniya district today. Our correspondent says vaccinations of the Vavuniya General Hospital staff also commenced this morning. All security personnel in state institutions are scheduled to be vaccinated. Health staff of the Ambalangoda Medical Officers of Health Office were also inoculated today. Main ceremony of vaccination in the Batticaloa district was held at the Batticaloa Medical Officers of Health Office. Vaccination of health staff in hospitals in the northwestern province commenced from the Kurunagala General Hospital. 1,000 persons were scheduled to be vaccinated today. Vaccination of health staff in Karampitiya Teaching Hospital commenced today. Around 2,000 staff are scheduled to be vaccinated. The Government Medical Officers Association says that the AstraZeneca vaccine is a protective vaccine high in productivity with minimum side effects. This was disclosed at a media briefing held today. Editor of the Government Medical Officers Association, Dr. Harith Aludge, says that approval of the Drug Regularization Authority has been given regarding the vaccine. According to the information received, this is a safe and effective vaccine provided at affordable prices, which could be stored without difficulty with a higher productivity level. The efficiency of the AstraZeneca vaccine is at around 90% when compared to some other vaccines, which have an efficiency level of about 40 to 50%. He also said that the most appropriate vaccine has been imported to the country.
සිට 80කට එහා පැත්තේ ඵලදායීතාවක් තියෙන බව තමයි හෙළිදරව් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ තියෙන තත්ත්වයන් යටතේ අපිට මේ මොහොතේ ගෙන්නන්න සුදුසුම ඉන්නත අපේ රටට ගෙන්නලා තියෙනවා කියන එක තමයි මේ විද්‍යාත්මක දත්ත පරිශීලනය කිරීමේදී පෙනී යන්නේ. සිට 80 නම් ඵලදායීතාව 100කට විද්දාම 80ක් තමයි ආරක්ෂා වෙන්නේ. ඒ 20කට වැළඳෙන්න තියෙන ඉඩ කඩේ දුණත් ඒ අයට වැළ දුණත් ඒ අය මරණයටපත් වෙන්න තියෙන අවස්ථාව සංකූලතා ඇති වෙන රෝගේ දරුණු වෙන්න තියෙන ඉඩ කඩ ඉතාම අවම වෙනවා මේ ඉන්නත හරහා.
Minister Pth Chanting says that it is pleasing to be able to commence the COVID-19 vaccination program. The minister reiterates that the program to control the coronavirus will be further strengthened with the commencement of the inoculation project. She extends her thanks to the Indian government headed by the Indian Prime Minister who took measures to provide the vaccine speedily to the country. Minister Pth Chanting also extends her gratitude to all in the vaccination program, including senior advisor of the President, Lalit Viratunga, who coordinated the program. Inoculation of health staff of the Matale district commenced at the Matale district hospital. 1,300 health staff are scheduled to be provided the vaccine today. Meanwhile, Deputy Director General of Health Services Specialist Physician Dr. Hemant Herath, participating in the Shanida Ayubovan program of the national television today, said that the AstraZeneca vaccine is not provided to COVID-19 infected patients.
Well, the spotlight falls on some global stories now. The EU reverses a decision to temporarily override part of the Brexit deal amid an ongoing row over COVID vaccine supplies in the bloc. The move could have seen checks at the border of Ireland and also Northern Ireland to prevent shipments entering the UK.
The European Union on Friday abruptly reversed a plan to use emergency Brexit measures to restrict exports of COVID-19 vaccines from crossing the Irish border into the UK. The proposal had sent shockwaves through Northern Ireland, London and Dublin. In a steep escalation of the EU's fight to secure vaccine supplies, Brussels had said it would trigger clauses in the Northern Irish Protocol to prevent the vaccines from moving across the open border between EU member Ireland and the British Rump. The plan was intended to prevent the open border between EU member Ireland and Northern Ireland from acting as a backdoor for vaccine supplies into the UK. The public reversal followed a round of frantic calls as British Prime Minister Boris Johnson told EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen of his grave concerns. The Northern Irish Unionists cast the EU's original plan as an act of hostility. In a tweet late Friday, von der Leyen said she'd spoken to Johnson. She said they, quote, agreed on the principle that there should not be restrictions on the export of vaccines by companies where they're fulfilling contractual responsibilities.
Europe's medicine regulator has approved the AstraZeneca vaccine for the use for people over 18 years of age, as the US and also the EU rather struggles to get more shots to speed up its program.
European Union regulators have now approved AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine for people over the age of 18, the third shot to be cleared for use there. The AstraZeneca vaccine demonstrated an efficacy of about 60% in the trials on which it based its decision, the European Medicines Agency said in a statement. There were not yet enough results for people over the age of 55 to determine how well the vaccine would work for this group, the agency said. However, it said protection was expected and that the vaccine can be given to older people. AstraZeneca CEO Pascal Soriot welcomed the decision. The bloc also published its contract with AstraZeneca on Friday, which said the Anglo-Swedish drug maker should use facilities in Britain as well as continental Europe to manufacture its vaccines for the EU. Europe urgently needs more shots to speed up its inoculation programme, which lags behind ex-member Britain and the United States. AstraZeneca and other suppliers have cut deliveries, citing production problems. And the EU has demanded that it uses supplies made in Britain for use in the bloc. AstraZeneca says it's bound by a separate contract with the British government to fulfil the UK's order before it can export doses from there abroad.
Now back to news from home. The number of recoveries from COVID-19 has reached 56,277 today. Now this is a percentage of 89.54. Another 9.97% remains under treatment, which includes 6,269 patients. 20,984 have recovered since the beginning of this month. The highest number of recoveries within one day was recorded on the 28th of this month, amounting to 1,869,879 persons have left today after recovering from the virus. Another 406 COVID-19 patients were detected in the island today. 18,132 PCR tests were conducted yesterday. A total of 1,701,495 PCR tests were conducted so far. 8 more COVID-19 related deaths were reported yesterday. The victims were residents of Kolonnava, Panadura, Gaul, Kalatura, Moratua, Piliyandala, Saindamardu and Ratnapura. 30 persons who ignored health protective measures have been arrested within 24 hours ending at 6 a.m. today. 2,853 have been arrested so far in connection with the offence. Meanwhile, the train services between Trincomalee and Colombo Fort, which was suspended for 3 months due to COVID-19, resumed with effect from yesterday.
Well, it is the present Prime Minister, Mahinda Rajapaksa, who is being identified by all as the most attractive people's leader in the Sri Lankan political history. His personality and also mannerism and the ways of liaising with the people have immensely contributed him to achieve this unique status. The social media constantly remain vigilant on his political as well as personal affairs, and in the recent times, numerous opinions have been published in social media, and even today a brief video on Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa was rapidly circulated in the social media. This amply reflects the immense love the people have to Definitely a challenge for all fitness lovers. Well, opinions have been expressed in several media briefings today regarding receiving a speedy and positive response regarding the eastern terminal of the Colombo harbour, which could be accepted to all. State Minister Nalaka Godaheva said that the government's stance regarding the controversy of the eastern terminal is extremely clear. The government has not moved away a bit from its policy that the terminal will be developed only by the government. He further said that a letter presented by the harbour workers regarding the issue was handed over to the president yesterday itself. The state minister also said that all maintain an optimistic position and a justifiable solution is possible. Dr. Nalaka Godaheva also said that 22 out of the 23 trade unions are with them and that the government will appear on behalf of them.
ඒ අනුව අපි පහුගිය දින දෙකේ මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙට අදාළ බොහෝ දෙනෙක් සමග සාකච්ඡා කරා. ඔබ දකින්න ඇති ඊයේ ආචාර්ය පියත්බන්දු මහතාත් මමත් වරාය සේවකයන්ගේ පිකට් එකටත් සහභාගී වුණා. ඒ වරාය තියෙන වෘත්තීය සමිති 23ක්. ඒ 23න් 22ක් අස්සම් කරලා ඔවුන්ගේ සීල් එක ගහලා ඔවුන් ලිපියක් බාර දුන්නා අපිට ජනාධිපතිතුමාට ඒක ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න කියලා. ඒ ලිපිය අපි ඊයේම ජනාධිපතිතුමාට ගිහිල්ලා බාර දුන්නා. ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඉතාමත්ම සාධනීය තැනක ඉන්නවා. ඇමතිතුමා ඉතාමත්ම සාධනීය තැනක ඉන්නවා. වරාය සභාපතිතුමා ඉතාමත්ම සාධනීය තැනක ඉන්නවා. මට පේන විදිහට කිසි කෙනෙක්ගේ මේ පිළිබඳ වෙනත් මතයක් තිබෙන බව මට පේන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ඉතාමත්ම ඉක්මනට මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් යම්කිසි තීන්දුවක් අපිට ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි කියලා මේ සම්බන්ධ අදාළ අධිකාරී විසින්. වරාය සේවකයෝ විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක්. ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි වෙනත් ආයතනෙන් ආපු අයත් හිටියා. මේ අය අතර ඉන්නවා ජනතා විමුක්ති පෙරමුණේ කණ්ඩායම. අර 103 කණ්ඩායම. ඉතින් ඒ අය මේකට විරුද්ධයි. ඒ අස්සම් කරේ නැහැ මේ ලිපියට. ඉතින් ඒ අය විරෝධය පානවා. ඉතින් ඒක සාමාන්‍ය ක්‍රමයනේ. ඉතින් ඒක ගන්න එපා සමස්තයක් විදිහට මේක. ඕන් මේ ලිපිය බාර දුන්නේ ව්‍යාපක සංවිධානයට. ඒ නිසා 103 විරෝධය පටලවා ගන්න එපා විරෝධයක් විදිහට. අදත් හෙටත් කවදත් අපි මොනවා කරන්න ගියත් ඒ අය විරෝධ වෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඕනේ මේ නැගෙනහිර පරින්ත බේර ගන්න නෙවෙයි. ඒගොල්ලන්ට මොනවා හරි කරලා ආණ්ඩුව වටන්න. මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳනට ඒගොල්ලෝ කැමති නැහැ. ඒ හිතේ අමාරු තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ කෑ ගහන්නේ. මෙතනදී අපි ඉන්නේ ජනතාවගේ පැත්තේ, මෙතන ඉන්නේ අපි ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේලාගේ පැත්තේ, මෙතනද අපි ඉන්නේ වරාය අති බහුතර සේවකයන්ගේ පැත්තේ. ඒ නිසා තමයි වරාය වෘත්තීය සමිති 22ක් 23න් 22ක් අපි සමග එකට ඉඳගෙන මේ යෝජනාවල අපිට බාර දුන්නේ. අපි ඕන්නේ පෙරේසිටියා.
තාමත්ම සුබවාදී ලෙස
Chairman of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority General Dayaratnaka said that they could state with certainty that a solution acceptable to all could be provided. He further said that a cabinet paper in this connection is to be released next Monday.
Now, the government requests the general public to display the national flag beginning from the 1st of February in residences, business places, government and private offices, as well as motor vehicles in connection with the 73rd Independence Day commemoration. The request has been made through a communique issued by the State Ministry of State Security, Home Affairs and Disaster Management. Heads of government institutions have also been informed to illuminate their respective institutions and buildings with electric lighting on the 3rd and 4th of this month. This year's Independence Day celebrations are scheduled to be conducted at the Independence Square in Colombo under the theme An Enchanting Tomorrow and a Prosperous Motherland, following health guidelines. This year's Independence Day ceremony is to be enriched with the flying fighter aircrafts and helicopters of the Sri Lanka Air Force. A colourful parade of the 3 armed forces will follow. In addition, there will be a cultural parade with the participation of more than 300 dance artists. The chief guest of the event is President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. 2,000 special invitees are also expected to participate in the occasion.
Well, several more electorate meetings of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna were conducted today. Youth and Women's Federation meetings have also been organised in parallel to these events. The theme of these meetings was Siudesa Suraki Siu Wasara. Well, the Galagedara Women's Federation meeting of the SLPP was held at the Public Library Auditorium in Galagedara. The chief guest on this occasion was Minister Kehelia Rambokwella. The SLPP Ruanballa electorate meeting was conducted at the Dr. N.M. Pereira Hall in Ruanballa today. The meeting was presided over by parliamentarian Madura Vithanage. Parliamentarian Upul Mahendra Rajapaksha presided over the Youth Federation meeting of the Chilau electorate. The Passara Electorate Women's Federation meeting of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna was held at the auditorium of the Passara Cooperative under the leadership of the parliamentarian Manju Desanayake today. Parliamentarian Kokila Gunawardena presided over the SLPP Kolonnawa electorate meeting at the Kolonnawa Podujana Peramuna office today.
The 124th commemoration of Dr. TBJ was held recently. Parliamentarian of the Samagi Jana Balawege Imtiaz Bakir Marcus said that he had rendered an exemplary service to the Muslim community. He had been instrumental in inculcating the hearts of the Sri Lankan general public with the real image of the Islamic community. The late Dr. TBJ taught us how to mold our behavior in order to grasp this reality. He was not a prisoner of petty consciousness. The parliamentarian further pointed out that his forthright conceptions have been demonstrated by his decisions taken on behalf of freedom and Islamic unity.
A Pth Chanting Ceremony was conducted on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the State Trading General Corporation at the corporation's Narayanpeta office premises last night. It was held under the direction of the Minister of Trade, Dr. Bandula Gunawardena. The Pth chanting has been conducted by the Mahasangha headed by the chief incumbent of the Abhayarama at Narayanpeta, the Venerable Mruttetwe Ananda Thero.
A Kuhumba Yak Kankari Shanti Karma extending blessings to the country was held at the Bauddha Mandira in Mathale yesterday. The Shanti Karma has been organized following health guidelines by the Mathale Sri Punyavardhana Samithya. Central Province Governor Lalit Yugamage, parliamentarians Rohana Disanaika, Rohini Kaviratna and former Chief Minister Zaratha Ekanaika were amongst those who attended the event.
Well, on that note, we end the news. Do enjoy the rest of the programs. Take care and good night.
Good night.